Night Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon, along with Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra, inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, Richard Benjamin, Kelly Montieth, and Pete Pounder. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Thank you. Now, be honest. Are you applauding me or are you trying to stall the monologue? Thank you. That's very nice. All that applause embarrasses me. But my sign has no shame at all. So, how are you tonight? Sound in a good mood? We got a good show for you. How are you, Doc?
Very well, thank you. Extremely well.
That's it?
I just had a chat with the piano player.
I don't even want to talk about it. I'm Johnny Carson with the thought for the day. Oh. And the thought, we do a little philosophy occasionally on the show. The thought for today is... I think Gaylord Hauser originally said this. Remember Gaylord Hauser?
Yep.
Famous nutritionist said, you are what you eat.
Right.
And under this administration, 12 million unemployed don't know what they are. You got it? See, when you tell a joke, you have to get all the words out individually. So the audience says, hey, there's a sentence there, and that made a joke. You got to put all the conjunctions and prepositions in there. You can't say 12 million unemployed. You know, on days like this, I hark back to my youth on the plains of Nebraska. Well, that's a lie to begin with. It's January, right?
Right.
Well, why would a day like this make me hark back
You're looking
to my
for
youth?
a joke.
That's right. I hark back because I got a joke. Why not be honest with you? Today has nothing to do with it. I remember in July, I said, you know, days like this, I hark back because I had a joke I'm going to do. But I do hark back. I was thinking today, believe it or not, of my very first girlfriend in Nebraska. You know, remember your first crush?
Sure.
Yeah. And name was Becky Easy. I think, in terminology of those days, Becky was fast. She was the only girl in Nebraska who had speed bumps in her bedroom. A lot of parking crash. You see why I hark back there? I had a joke there. A lot of them out of town. Have you visited? Most people go to the television studios, right? Motion picture studios, Knott's Berry Farm, Marine Land. Have you been to Forest Lawn? It is on the tour guide, right? Yeah. I guess the most famous cemetery in the world. And it's located right across the street here, right out here with all the major motion picture studios and TV studios. Forest Lawn is the one with the better plots. Okay, good. Little laugh chuckling from down here. I think. How many of you are bothered by the recession, honestly? Really? Okay. There's only one place out here that I know of that the recession has not hit, and that's in Beverly Hills on Rodeo Drive. Have you been there? That's a ritzy street. I passed there this morning in the same way I harked back. On Rodeo Drive, there is a beggar with a tin cup selling Dunhill fountain pens. I was on Rodeo Drive, actually, this morning, and a panhandler came up to me and said, can I have $2,500 to open a money market checking account? This is a ritzy street. I saw an Arab today on Rodeo Drive. Three of them I saw on Rodeo Drive today. An Arab, instead of a dashboard statue in his rolls, he had Gary Coleman. Actually, yeah, you're right. The three was plenty. Anyway, we have, I guess, a smog alert today, unhappy to say, in California. We get those about, what, every week or so there's a smog alert, and it's not much fun. We have some beautiful lakes here in California. You ever take your girl on a day like this out rowing on a lake? It's a wonderful thrill.
Not lately.
What?
Not lately.
Not lately. But it's wonderful to be out there.
You've been busy today.
What?
You've been busy on the lake, Rodeo Drive.
I'm kind of like Leonard Nimoy in search of a joke. Anyway, it's not romantic trying to romance your girl on a lake when you hear the sounds of fish coughing. That's where I'm
That's fair.
It's a long way to go for that, isn't it? You have to picture. I do picture jokes. Speaking of pictures, I was watching television last night. And I saw our local big salesman out, Cal Worthington, big auto dealer, selling Jerry Brown's Plymouth. And Jerry was still in it. If Jerry Brown wants a second-hand car, I could make him a deal. Anyway, the big news story today, as you probably heard about this, there is a nuclear-powered Soviet satellite is having problems. According to space experts, it's going to crash to Earth sometime and somewhere this month. And it could be dangerous because it's a nuclear-powered device. And the Russians have denied that the satellite is falling. The Russians also denied that they invaded Afghanistan. They say that their soldiers are there for the next Suzanne Summers special. Suzanne Summers and 10,000 commies is the name of the show. It'll probably crash in the Bronx and they'll strip it immediately. Anyway. On the sports scene, I cover all bases. Rams owner Georgia Frontieri today just hired Tom Landry's hat to coach the Rams. Just the hat. I have some good news and bad news. The good news is that auto sales are up sharply. The bad news is it's also considered housing sales. People live in their car. Yes, housing sales. I also diagram these jokes for you. We have a lady in the president's cabinet. Elizabeth Dole. Yes. His name? She is the wife of Bob Dole from Kansas. She replaced Drew Lewis. She is the new Secretary of Transportation in this country, replacing Drew Lewis. Did I say that?
Yes.
I knew I heard it. She is the first woman in the president's cabinet. And actually, Elizabeth Dole was not Ronald Reagan's first choice. Dustin Hoffman was not available. Moving along. Now, here's an item that's going to make it with the economy. Defense Secretary Caspar Weinberger today said he wanted $247 billion next year for the Pentagon. $247 billion just to prepare us in case of nuclear war. And even then, we have to buy our own shovels. Did you know that? Marcel Marceau walking against the jokes. Here's one I think you'll find amusing. Okay. A man in Phoenix is on trial for reportedly marrying 82 women around the world. I'm not making this up. It is in the paper today. He married 82 women, apparently, scattered all over the world. The man can say, "Was it good for you?" in 16 languages. I mean, I admire a man like 82 wives.
Wow.
And had a mistress on the side. But being married 82 times is tough. He's starting to see G-spots before his eyes. Okay, tonight, we have a good show for you. Most talented gentleman with us tonight, Richard Benjamin, actor, director. A very funny funny comedian Kelly Montieth is here. And the one and only, one of the great clarinetists working today. Well, perhaps say working today. Of course, that would mean he's working, right?
Yes.
I was going to say alive today, but that made no sense at all. Alive and working today. Mr. Pete Fountain.
Yeah.
Who's here. So thank you for coming, and we'll... Okay, we have returned. Silly mood tonight.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, it is now January the 5th, 1983.
Is it the 6th?
Is it the 6th?
Yes, it is. You can miss a day if you're busy on the lake and on Rodeo Drive. It's the 6th.
It's the 6th.
Yes.
Well, it's close enough. Did you get any free calendars this year?
Yes, I did.
I didn't get one free
Really?
calendar.
I got one from Tony Bennett, had a calendar.
Well, mine's probably lost in the mail. Did I get it? Oh, yes, you're right.
You're right. It's a nice calendar.
Normally, every year, I remember when I grew up as a kid in small town, you'd get one from the bank. Automatically.
Right.
Usually from the local garage, Ike Mansky's service station,
Right.
DeLay National Bank, and Hauser's Mortuaries.
Yeah.
Mortuaries
always
always
give you
set out a free
calendar,
calendar. Nowadays, you don't get that much anymore.
No.
Some banks, I guess. Do you know calendars is a very big business? Selling them. Did you know that?
I thought that was a rhetorical question. No, I didn't know that. You mean to tell me that's big business?
Yes, it is.
Oh, good.
We had some of the guys on our staff went out and bought calendars. And what do you think the average price of calendars? Most of them are promoting something.
$3.27.
$3.27.
$3.27.
Why 20?
You asked me what was the average price. I took a guess. I could be wrong.
How about you say?
So I'm wrong. I don't get the $1 million.
I thought you'd say $3 or $4. No, about $6.
$6. Wow.
19
Now, what would that cost?
I don't know, but the average price. I don't know what this costs. This one costs $3.27.
Okay, see? I suppose they were.
No, $5.95. $5.95, and it's plugging Annie. So not a bad racket. And there are pictures from the motion picture. And then all you get is a regular calendar.
Right.
$5.95 for this. This is a pretty one. 1983 calendar collection of classic NASA images
Oh, yeah.
from this planet Earth. And you get beautiful pictures of, that's Jupiter, obviously. Saturn. I was looking at the monitor there, and I only saw the red band. I didn't see the loop there. If you're a pet lover, best friends in the 1983 dog calendar. Oh. You see. Unicorns, those of you who dig unicorns. Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan.
Khan.
What?
They're correcting you. It's Khan.
What did I say?
Khan.
Khan?
He's the guy with the inventions, you know, the little gadgets.
I'm from the Midwest. We never knew any cons. There were no cans. It was the nice can family. We didn't know. Miss Piggy calendar. I mean, I'll tell you. Snoopy calendar. Now, I'll tell you, if you don't think we're living in a crazy society.
Wow.
A woman... now, you're saying wow because you think what?
I think it's kind of a sexy picture for the cover. What's inside?
It happens to be... This happens to be a man. A woman looks at men's buns calendar.
Show them.
That's the cover.
Look at that.
That's the cover. And all it is inside, and some of them are sans clothing, where you just see men's tushes. I mean, what a... We wonder why the world is in trouble, folks. The 1983 Black Stallion calendar from the movie of the same name, The Secret of Nim. Wasn't that a Disney movie? The 101 Uses for a Dead Cat calendar. And, wouldn't you know it, folks, the E.T. calendar.
Yeah. What does that sell?
I'm trying to find out here. But it's probably around $6, I would guess, something like that. $6.95.
Yeah.
Those are not all of the calendars.
Oh, there's more?
We found some specialized calendars that'll soon be available at fine bookstores everywhere with pertinent dates and things that happen within the years. There's the fat person's calendar. For example, let's just check a couple of dates in here. April 8th, 1979. Fat people in New Jersey form their own mafia. Fat people. The next morning, an informer wakes up and finds a hippo's head in his bed. And then they give you another historical date, February 18th, 1481. Ponce de Leon's overweight brother, Tubby de Leon, after years of waddling around Florida, discovers the fountain of perpetual Twinkies. The football fan calendar. Let's see what happened. September 15th, 1882. Princeton. University athlete crouches down with a leather ball, allows a fellow athlete to place his hands between his legs. 5 years later, as an excuse for this bizarre behavior, the game of football is invented. March 12th. March 12th, 1935, Howard Cosell's toupee reaches puberty. No, cheap shot, you're right. The Japanese calendar, lovely Japanese motif. September 2nd, 1945, Japan surrenders to the United States. August 16th, 1982, Detroit surrenders to Japan. The Conventioneers calendar. These are very specialized. October 26, 1954. During a VFW convention in Chicago, Walter Spagnola set a new airspeed record when he tosses his cookies from the observation deck of the John Hancock building. These are very specialized. The Animal Dentist calendar. More and more specialized. Let's see what happened. May 3rd, 1939, Dr. Mucklebae Beecham is ripped to shreds by a pack of wild jackals when he reminds them that they're 2 months behind in their orthodontia bill. And in June 10th, an interesting observation here, 1978, Dr. Sidney Glunt saves Jacques Cousteau's life when he jumps in the water with a 5-foot Dixie cup and tells a great white shark, "Spit out, please."
Very specialized.
That's too specialized. Would you believe it? The Frank Sinatra calendar. Yes, sir. January 14th, 1930, young Frank's father sits him down and tells him about the birds and the broads. June 17th, 1917, Frank Sinatra is born. The doctor slaps him. Frank's bodyguards wrestle the doctor to the floor and rough him up. The Golden Gate Bridge calendar. I think they have an anniversary this week, don't they, about the construction?
Yeah.
Like 40 years ago or 45 years ago? 50
years ago.
50, that long. Let's see what dates are important here. June 16th, 1943, Arnold D. Spare becomes the first man to get lucky during a suicide attempt when he collides with a lady skydiver. And in January 13th, 1956, San Francisco street vendor makes a fortune from hungry jumpers when he opens a stand on the railing with a sign that reads, "Last chili dog before eternity." See if this bodes any better. Yes, the 1983 Vice Squad calendar. We're now really getting the very special calendar. Let's see what important dates are here. September the 2nd, 1922. Prostitutes' customers, officially known as Johns. You probably didn't know. Prior to this, Vice Squad paperwork is enormous because customers of hookers were known as Archibald J. Fuselheimers. And they had to change that, of course.
Short.
The bartender's calendar. Let's see, I think you may be mentioning this one. Let's see. March 7th, 1965, as it makes a difference. I said 7 like this makes a big difference for this joke. March 7th, 1965. The name for a new drink is coined when a very lonely East German border guard named Harvey has 12 shots of vodka, orange juice, and Galliano and tries to get lucky with the Berlin Wall. That's weird. June... You are mentioned. June 14th, 1923. 10-day. Old Ed McMahon is accidentally dropped by his father into a pitcher of beer. The young Ed waves off assistance and orders 2 bags of beer nuts. Okay. And the 1983 Valley Girl calendar. Let's see what happened in this calendar. Oh, this goes way back. March 2nd, 1775. Wow. Nathan Hale makes history when his last words to his British executioners were, "I regret that I have but one grody life to give to my bitchin' country for sure." Valley Girl calendar. Yes, I know, we have to run along. We'll be back. Richard Benjamin, Kelly Montieth,
We'll be right
Pete
back.
Fountain, right. Okay, I better move along here. My producer tells me we're behind time. Mr. DeCordova tells me we're way behind time. We talked too long here. We got to move along. A lot of people. Richard Benjamin, Kelly Montieth, Pete Fountain are here tonight. And my first guest is Richard Benjamin. And he made his directing debut with My Favorite Year, which Time magazine calls one of the year's 10 best, which it is. It's a funny picture called Did I mention My Favorite Year?
Yes, you did.
Did I mention Richard Benjamin?
Yes, you did.
Did I mention I don't know what I'm doing? Let's welcome, shall we, not my favorite year, Richard Benjamin. Look at Fred, look at Fred.
Fred is pointing to
Look
it.
at Fred, he's pointing at himself. I don't know what...
Yeah.
I'm ready for music for the next commercial.
What do you mean the next commercial? The man just sat down.
Well, he sat down nicely.
Thank you. He was just pointing to his jacket.
I don't know what he stands there and goes to Doc.
I'm Fred. I'm Fred.
Personal foul.
The show is getting shorter,
It's
isn't it?
really
It's
condensed.
a lot shorter.
Look.
But it moves so fast.
We'll be back with some more of those great anecdotes.
Thank you.
Do we have to do this now?
Yeah, but it'll only be 4 minutes.
We're going away for 4 minutes? Why is that?
This is time for a 4-minute station break. And now it's 4 minutes and a half.
That's a hell of a long time. Can't we shorten that? I don't think we really... I don't feel like it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'd like to
do it.
suggest something. This is where we pick up the big bucks.
We'll be right back. Remember us, folks? Remember us, folks? We were here about a half hour ago. Boy, that's a long break.
Wow.
This is Richard Benjamin, you probably know. I was just asking the studio audience how many people had seen My Favorite Year. And I guess maybe 100 people. I said the rest of you ought to go see it.
Thank you.
I did that off the air. I should have done it on the air.
Thank
It is
you
a
very
funny-
much.
How does it feel? Time magazine said one of the 10 best pictures. That is high praise.
Yeah, the whole thing is like a dream, really,
Yeah.
you know. It's a wonderful feeling, and it's hard to, when you read something like that, they're talking about your picture, and you can't quite put that together, you know.
Not bad for first time out.
Not too bad, but...
Tell me about your holiday skiing trip.
Oh, we skied for the very first time in our lives. We had to, because our because our children were going to learn how to ski, and you have to keep up with them because otherwise you're these old parents who can't do anything. And it's the most exhilarating, wonderful, great thing to do, but it's also the most frightening thing you can do because you have to go downhill, you see. And
I understand.
you
It's
know
one
what
of
I
the
mean?
First things they tell you.
The other thing, the other thing is you aren't born with those long things on your feet. And every cell in your body is saying, we don't want to go down there. We want to go up here, up the mountain. And when you do that is when you fall down the mountain because skiing is about putting all your weight on the downhill
That's what I hear,
side. And nobody wants to do that. And the kids learned immediately, and then we all skied together. And what I thought was going to be fun, this sort of family skiing together thing, is the four of us were going to go along and have this wonderful time. And what would happen is these two blurs went past us.
Those are the kids?
Those are the children, yes, who ski like rockets now. And at the bottom of this hill, they'd stand there on their skis like this, waiting for these two old people to come up, saying things like, my son Ross, who's 8, saying, Daddy, why do you have to turn?
Turn?
Yeah. He goes straight down the hill. He figures the fastest way to get there is to go straight down. My daughter, who's 4, straight down. Paula broke her thumb on the 3rd day. We don't know quite how that happened.
I was going to say, usually it's an ankle if you break something or...
The reason we don't know is because when she fell, her pole hit her in the head.
So she doesn't remember exactly.
She doesn't remember going skiing.
Was she a little dingy?
You mean before?
No. She's always been
Once
a little
again, I can't go home again.
You started, yes.
Once again, I can't. No, she was okay. We couldn't find her for just a few minutes. We were with an instructor, and I was inching my way down, and as I got to him, he said, "Where's Paula?" So I said, "Boy, she was right with me up there. What do you mean? You're the instructor. What do you mean, where's Paula?" So he said, "Well, I haven't seen her for a few minutes." So
I find all this very amusing, that your wife...
Sure, nothing happened to me. What do I care?
Did she ever determine how she broke her thumb?
We don't really know, no. Actually, she had it's like a skier's injury. Because the pole did something. We don't know. Anyway, she went and had it put in a cast immediately.
Of course.
And went right back up there again.
Oh, that's courage.
Yeah, it's in a cast like this.
Yeah. You celebrate in your house both Christmas and Hanukkah, right?
Yes. I'm of the Jewish persuasion.
As they say.
As they say. My wife is of the Catholic Sicilian persuasion. Therefore, you watch your step in our house.
Oh, yes. Yes.
We have equal time.
It works out pretty good for the kids, though, doesn't it?
They get everything.
Yeah.
They get everything. They get everything, and we've learned that, because we have a wonderful way of disciplining them, we give them everything.
You buy their love.
It works swell. We never have any trouble at all. They ask for it, we give it to them.
Doesn't that...
Boy, are they happy.
Well, I mean, you're supposed to show some restraint and teach them,
I can't do it. If I try to discipline my son, and even when I've come close to that moment of spanking, I start to spank, and I'm the spanker and he's the spankee.
Right.
And my hand goes like this, and it just sort of freezes up there. And then I start in on all the things that my parents did, which I swore I never would do. And you're not supposed to do this because you're not supposed to threaten without it really meaning something.
Right.
But I say them all. I'm telling you for the last time.
Sure.
I mean it this time. One more time, I'm not kidding. This is it. And what I'm afraid of...
They're starting to read you, I think.
Well, not read me. He says, "What's it? What's going to happen?" So I'm going to burn your clothing.
Yeah, this is it. You got to have something.
This is it, and I'm not kidding you, and I mean it. And at the moment of most anger, he goes like this in my face. Say, "I mean it."
I mean it. Yeah, and you say, "What do you want?"
Well,
and you give him a gift.
I'm laughing in the middle of it, and I'm saying to him while I'm laughing, "I'm very angry at you."
Oh, sure.
He said, "But you're laughing. Your face isn't like that when you're angry, Dad. That's not the way it's supposed to." So we're hopeless.
You've got them right where they want you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're little. Somebody said, a friend of mine said that they're like your hostages. You know what I mean? Because they're like little bandits. They've got you by the heart, and there's
But it's
nothing
working
you can
nice.
do.
But it's working. That's good.
Nice.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
sakes alive, we've got value at your Northern California Mazda dealers now.
We're selling today's best truck value 3 different ways. The Mazda B2000 Sundowner, lowest price truck in America with so many standard features. The new B2000 SE5, a sporty truck priced down with other people's base trucks. And the B2000 Sundowner Sport, the lowest price sport truck in America. We've got today's 3 best truck values. Get a lot of value at your Northern California Mazda dealers today.
Television. On cable television. On the entertainment channel. Would you welcome Kelly Montieth? Kelly?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. I can still say that, I suppose. It's 6 days afterwards. I had a nice holiday. I hope you all did. Nice, relaxing time. Because I didn't buy anybody anything, see? Well, I quit buying people presents, because every time I gave somebody a gift, they'd say, oh, you shouldn't have, so I don't anymore. To hell with it. Got sick of hearing all that. I did have some problems, though. It's a hassle. See, there's a lot of stress around the holidays. And I had it doubly so because I had problems with my credit, see, which is something I feared. You know, I've always worried about those kinds. See, I don't worry about big things. I don't worry about the things that normal people worry about. I don't worry about nuclear bombs. I don't. You know, it's so far beyond the realm of my imagination, see. You know, I worry about some guy breaking in my house and blowing my brains out for my stereo, see. Because that happens. Every day, regularly. I've never had somebody come up and say, hey, man, guess what happened? Somebody nuked my house. I came home last night, the front door was open, there was a mushroom cloud in the living room. 3rd time this year, you believe that? So I don't worry about some nut pressing the wrong button on a missile, see? I worry about some bozo pressing the wrong button and screwing up my credit rating. See, I live in fear of the phone ringing, and some guy saying, Mr. Monteith, this Bert down here at TRW. I hate to bother you so soon after the holidays, but, we had a little problem here. Had a little Christmas party, and some of the guys were having a little too much to drink and fooling around them computers, and, well, they kind of accidentally mixed in a video game with a computer tape, and, well, Pac-Man ate up your credit history. Pac-Man ate up my what? My credit. Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you, it's somewhere in there, but, you mean I'm broke? No, effectively, you're deceased. Now, because I will be, because, see, you're talking about strain. See, at least the bomb, it's over before you know it, but stress, that's going to eat you out, see, from the inside. I mean, you get heart trouble, and it's all mental. See, illness, I really come to believe anymore that illness is more of a mental condition. I never used to think that. I always thought illness was caused by germs, like most people. People say, oh, I got the flu. Yeah, well, it's going around. Hell, so is death, but I don't want to conform yet. I picked up a bug, and I used to think that. I'd run to doctors, and I'll tell you what made me realize that illness is more of a mental condition is doctors themselves. Because I got to thinking about doctors. I thought, no, wait a second. Doctors are around all kinds of contagious diseases all the time. Yet they hardly ever get them. Because wouldn't treat anybody. Some guy walk in, Doc, I think I got bubonic plague. Oh, geez, get the hell away from me. Get the hell out of here. Go on, beat it. Whatever that man touched burned. And damn it, nurse, quit sending all them sick people in here. What the hell are you trying to do, kill me? So it's got to be some kind of mental condition they set up, see, because they're only human. I mean, they're not immortal, they're not gods, although I always sort of put doctors on a pedestal that way. I always sort of deified doctors. Doctors could tell me anything. Anything. Mr. Monteith, we're going to have to paint your butt red. Okay, you're the doctor. I'd give them carte blanche on my body, see, because I would look up to them. They were almost godlike, see. And I think doctors themselves sort of feel that way. You know, you walk into a doctor's office, you know, and they'll never come see you. You always got to go see them, see. You got to go through hell to get there. You got to drive, and you got to park and stamp and go up in an elevator and sit there. And even then, when you get there, you won't see you right away. You got to sit out there and wait. Sit out there in this little germinal purgatory with this other suffering. Sit out there and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And you wait, and you wait, and you wait. That's why you're called a patient. You wait, and you wait. You wait, and you wait. And then the doctor finally grants you an audience, you see. The doctor will see you now. Oh, right, fine. Then you go in this little confessional, see. And he'll breeze in, and you tell him what's wrong. He won't even listen. He'll just make his own judgment and write out his cure, see. Then he sends you to see his disciple, the druggist, who also has some of the characteristics of a religion. Did you ever notice that the druggist's work area, it's always elevated? Not a lot, just maybe foot and a half. Just enough to put him above everybody else. So you walk in the drugstore, you see the druggist at the altar in the back there. You have to approach him for absolution. You have to walk down this long aisle, and then you're forced to look up to him. That's a very supplicating position, you know. Please! Please, heal me! Please, I have a note from God. Please. Must be from God. Nobody else can read it. And, of course, the druggist looks down upon you because he has this immense power over you, see, because behind him he has thousands of wonder drugs, which you call it because the doctor has said, I wonder if this will work. Because they don't know, you know, it's an inexact science. Not that I'm putting down medicine, because, see, I think if you have faith in your doctor, that's going to help in your cure. You see, I think that's going to help a lot in your cure. Because you got to think now, hundreds of years ago, they didn't have all the modern medicines we have today, see? And people still got better when they went to doctors on occasion. They cured people with some pretty primitive things. They used to bleed people with leeches, which might sound funny, but I'll tell you something. If a doctor brought a leech out, that would cure me of anything. Well, let me stick this leech on in there. Oh, God, no, I feel great, Doc. No, my heart attack clear right up. No, my emphysema's gone. Think I'll do some wind sprints on the way home. Ain't no way I'd report VD. No way. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take a break? We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Stay where you are. We're back. We're talking with Kelly. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good to see you. And you go back to England when, in May?
I go back mid-May. Yeah, I got to write the scripts.
I'm glad you could drop over.
My pleasure. It's always good to be here.
I want to introduce our next guest. He does one show a night, 5 days a week at his own club at the Hilton Hotel in New Orleans. And he's one of the finest clarinetists I have ever heard. Would you welcome, please, Mr. Pete Fountain?
All right.
Speed time.
More complicated. Local, network, cable, pay. To watch the best that's on, pick up the best. This week's TV Guide. TV Guide helps you decide.
Whoa, the old clock on the wall. Kelly, good to see you.
John, thank
Come back and see us again.
I will. Love to.
Dick, we'll all go to see My Favorite Year, give our best to Paula and
sure
her
will.
broken
Thank
thumb. Good night.
Next on Late Night with David Letterman, meet actress Mary Steenburgen and comedian Steve Wright. Tomorrow night, Chopper Crazies take on the A-Team. Then it's the first new hit of 1984, Riptide. And Remington Steele moves to a new time.